what you want. You're the one I trust. I belong to you. And I'll always be around when I need some loving, baby. And I'll never let you down. Let you down, let you down. I'm your song, and you're playing all my melodies. There's no one else, 'cause baby, we got chemistry. You give me feelings that I never knew. This heart of mine will always and forever belong to you. You and me were meant to be as one. The universe has known it all along. Maybe this is where our story starts. Maybe it was written in the stars. Written in the stars. You, me, forever, yeah. You, me, written in the stars. You, me, forever, yeah. You, me. Take me to your heart. Take me to your soul. Never drawn apart. 'Cause I belong to you. Be my guiding star. 'Cause I need your loving, baby. And never let me down. Let me down, let me down. I'm your song, and you're playing all my melodies. There's no one else, 'cause baby, we got chemistry. You gave me feelings that I never knew. This heart of mine will always and forever belong to you. You and me were meant to be as one. The universe has known it all along. Maybe this is where our story starts. Maybe it was written in the stars. Written in the stars. You, me, forever, yeah. You, me, written in the stars. You, me, forever, yeah. You, me, written in the stars. You, me, forever, yeah. You, me, written in the stars. You, me, forever, yeah. You and me, written in the stars.
What's going on? What's going on? We are back. Shout out to the Hey. Ooh. What a difference a couple of days makes. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? In the chat room. You know how we do it. Age, city, gender. Let's get it. Come on. 'Cause I'm fine no matter what. Tell those good lies. Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and do it.
I rebuke.
Big Shirley. I'm a PhD. Ooh, I hate him. He make me sick. He always just working and doing what he say he gonna do. He make me sick. Oh, I can't stand his stupid face. Ooh. Ah. Let's get it. Shout out to all the panda bears out there.
Central Panda Bear.
Shout out to the panda bears that keep telling you what you want to hear. Yeah, it's all the men's fault. Those bad old naughty men. Those old evil men with their expectations and carrying on. Who do they think they are? I mean, the nerve of those guys over there actually expecting just to get reasonable treatment from, females. I don't know what the heck is going on with these guys. We got to bring these guys down a peg or two. They're a little outside of their britches. So they say. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Shout out to all the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. You CIA. One love to the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies, you FBI. Guys, we got to get the likes up. The engagement up needs to be over 50%. Because we're going to go into it today. We got a lot to discuss. What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. Shout out to the big boss Ike.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not.
Shout out to King Ike. That's what we do over here. Where everybody else is talking shit, we over here, we build shit. But we got to keep the likes up, engaging up over 50%. Or you'll hear that song. If you don't want to hear this all in its entirety, let's keep it going. All right. Guys, I got to make a couple of announcements before we get into the program. Number one, shout out to all the PhDs. You're going to love this broadcast. Shout out to all the dog moms. Ooh, Friday night show. We're going to have to talk about it. Friday night show. We're going to give it. Friday night show. Do kids hold you back? Oh. Get your wine, get your Xanax, get your tissues. Start reporting the video now. Because apparently we're not supposed to talk about this subject. But we're going to get into it in a nice, respectful way because we got to have that conversation. We got to have that conversation. I can do bad all by myself. What that really means. Who's more shallow, men or women? These are all topics that we got coming up. But today, we got to talk about it. Y'all know what's been going on. Y'all have seen what's going on in these YouTube streets. Y'all know what all the scuttlebutt is about. And I forgot. Where are my manners? You know, I forgot how to do the old bougie stuff. Fragrance of the day from Roja Dove. I can't even pronounce it. It's Russian. It starts with a D. There it is. All I know is that stuff smells good. Somebody can pronounce it. Diaghilev. I'm not even going to try because it sounds crazy. But this stuff is so good. If Sean Connery's James Bond, Daniel Craig's James Bond, and James Earl Jones mixed with Sidney Poitier ever had a fragrance, that would be it. And the candle of the day, the long-awaited Petite Grande 21. This candle has been out for over a year. They're finally back in stock, so I feel like I didn't want to burn my last one up yet. I love this stuff. Nice orange blossom fragrance. You know, for all them, oh, it's so gay. He burns candles and he likes fragrance. It's so good. Yeah. You know who says that? I have never seen a fit, feminine, friendly, beautiful, cooperative, and submissive woman complain about a man who drinks Red Bull out of a crystal glass, likes candles and fragrance, and wears a suit. You know who says something about that? Who says something about that?
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs.
And I get it. I know. It's tight on you. Upset, swole up around the ankles and carrying on. Woo! You know what? But let's get into it. Y'all know what's going on in these YouTube. All right, guys, get these likes up because I'm not going to say it again. But I look down and we should have over 4,000 likes, okay? So I have over 4,000 likes. Shout out to Brittany, the prize. I will tell you this. I learned something that the prize and the catch, the videos are what's going to post. I'm not going to post them on my community tabs anymore because while I can look at the comment section that was in the members only chat, the comment section in the members only chat was really, really amazing. But YouTube is an open platform. And what YouTube has become in the comment section a lot of time is just graffiti. Folks, I need you to understand something. If you lived in New York City in the 80s, think about the trains in the 80s. They were covered in graffiti. You can't stop the comment section unless you just turn it off. So what you don't do is you don't allow people who are not in the group to worry about it. Thank you. That's why I told my first prize when I was like, you're going to get an inundation of media, positive and negative. Don't read the comment section. I don't. Because most of the people are just talking. They are just talking. All right. Tomorrow night, Instagram promises to be pretty daggum interesting. But before, I don't even call them haters, man. Haters is too nice. It's high school. And I don't, on a platform, this is beyond this channel. Twitter was one of the first platforms that psychologists, psychiatrists, and mental health professionals ever really studied. And it has been shown in test after test, study after study. When human beings are allowed to speak anonymously, you see some of the worst in human behavior. When people are allowed to speak in public anonymously, all bets are off. That's why Facebook, you get a person, you get a name. And to a lesser degree on Instagram, but on Facebook, that's why Facebook can have a tighter control on their community. Speaking of tighter controls on communities, what's the title of the show? She wants a man that's equally yoked. Equally yoked, equally yoked, equally yoked. And what does that mean? Far too often, modern women today are saying, modern women are having a problem with this platform. And a lot of things that are said over here, even more so than how it's said, they're having an issue with the fact of, I have a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
I make high 5 figures, 6 figures, and I want a man who's equally yoked. Equally yoked. So much so that when there's a certain group of women, when they can't get it the right way, meaning fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, the old social contract between men and women that's held since the beginning of time. Now we have this whole new thing, get it by any means necessary. Ladies, let me say this so you can hear me. There is no such thing as free money. All these promises of if you do this, this, and this, you'll be able to get money and resources out of men. Yeah, we're going to have these conversations because far too many women today are being led astray by women promising you one thing that they can't show in their own life. Men promising you one thing to sell their point of view. Maybe they have products to sell, books to sell, whatever. But I will say this. I've had a lot of people say a lot of negative things about me. And that's fine. People can say what they want. But one thing you cannot say is, I come up here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It used to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 days a week. And I put it on the wood every day. You don't see me selling t-shirts, hats, books, courses, meetups. You don't see me. I don't even sell advertising on. So that's one of the things. When I come, I put it on the wood because I am confident that what I have to say can stand up to public scrutiny. Now, of course, I do work with people one-on-one, but those are people who want privacy. I said it. I said it and I said it again. There will be a time when I will monetize my platform, but I want to make sure, number one, because I know how the market is. You don't have a few good games and then try to go negotiate a multi-million-dollar contract. That's people who are not confident in their ability. When you're confident in your ability, you give, then you take what you want later on. What are we seeing today? A bunch of promises that aren't able to be fulfilled, a bunch of people telling you what you want to hear. And at the end of the day, it's the very man that people keep telling you is trying to tear women down, such and so forth, is the only one that's ever produced any results. Where are the results? Where are the relationships? Where are the couples? Where are the testimonies? All my critics, shut the French toast your mouth up and show me the results. Show me where what you have or what you're doing is yielding results. Where are your testimonials? Where are the people saying, I followed your program, your book, your this, your that, and I got my man that was equally yoked to me? This is all going to make sense in a minute. Ride with me. I got my man that's equally yoked to me. I got my man that's on my level, on my socioeconomic level, on my academic level, on all that good stuff. That's how because I followed it. I would prefer to not have to do that, but I will do it every time. I will do it every time because it's important. It's important that we have an agreement. I come and to give you my best every night, and all I ask is that you hit a like button or a dislike button. That is all I ask. For people who are just coming in to watch the program, for the faithful few, You're welcome to join the members only chat. To join the members, if you're not being able to chat, you can thank all the foolishness. I am going to make sure that we have the conversation we need to have. If you want to chat, you need to be on the desktop and hit the join button. It's members only chat for the foreseeable future. Because you know what? It is a better experience. It's a better experience overall because I am noticing a huge difference between the public, the graffiti trains, and the trains that are, and like it or not, Giuliani's New York, the trains look different. But we keep on moving. Shout out to Mind Boss Self Made. Appreciate it, fam. I'm gonna get to all these in a minute, but he gets 3 of them. You got your members only jackets on from the 80s, right? Speaking of which, Patreon content is back up. I had a Patreon backlog. More videos will be coming up on Patreon every other day. Plus, we finally got a system where we're gonna get this stuff up and going. But keep it moving. Let's stay on the program. Look. I would prefer to just talk about what we talk about. But I realize that there are many people who are coming to this platform from different places. And my goal ultimately is one thing, to help people get what they want, what I want, and I'll get what I want along the way. And we have to talk about one thing, this whole notion of equally yoked, equally yoked, equally yoked. Ladies, did you see the thumbnail? The thumbnail. I put a thumbnail out at the beginning of the show with a woman sitting. A woman sitting on a couch, eating a ham sandwich, drinking a glass of wine. That's what I put up initially. Why is that important? Because I did this for shock value, but I also did it to illustrate a point. It is far too many women who look like this, who live like this, who, if you allow them to talk, they're the very women talking about, I want a man that's on my level. When you talk about what do you bring to the table? Well, I've got a PhD. I make 6 figures. I drive a BMW. But what do men ask for from women across the board? Fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. And then men who are in the top 10% of men who are in the higher value, just from a monetary standpoint, the men that women from Massachusetts to Oregon consistently want. That's the argument. Many times people are telling these women that because you earn a certain amount of money, because you have a certain amount of academic or career success, that translates into a man. That translates into a man. How'd that happen? That translates into a man who is on the same socioeconomic level. That's what a lot of guys, that's what these women are being told. Women like this are being told that you can look like this, but because you earn more and you have more money, you can get a man who is in the top 10% of men. Equally yoked means on your socioeconomic level. And then, why is this picture up here important? Because so many women today still want that man to be a traditional provider male, but then they still want him to come home and clean stuff. This man been working 12-hour days and they want him to come home and be a man around the house. Ladies, no. No, no, no. This is insane. Make no mistakes. Yeah, you can't type in all caps. Should be timed out. Make no mistakes. An equally yoked man, to be equally yoked, ladies, I hate to break it to you, but this is what men in general think. You can look at where you rank on a scale from 1 to 10, and you can put about a $10,000 per point. And that's about what you qualify for on the market. Oh, but see, the thing is, equally yoked, you cannot be equally yoked as far as socioeconomic status, ladies, because men and women do not measure the same things. And our expectations are different. Shout out to Abba and Preach. They reached out to me on Instagram DM. They want to do a collaboration together, a live stream to bounce some stuff off together. Let's do it, fellas. I would love to sit down and go back and forth with Abba and Preach on some things. Would love it. A lot of things are about to start popping out on this platform. Let's train us left the station, Ike. Shout out to Nate. Shout out to the moderators. Shout out to the gang that's been here for this has left the station. Collaborations, all kind of things coming up because we are getting more traffic over here because we're having a conversation. And ladies, I need you to hear this. That men and women measure different things and expect different things. I'm going to say something that I heard from Abba and Preach say. If a woman says to a woman, hey girl, what are you doing? Who are you dating? Well, first off, he's a doctor. And a woman is like, ooh, because in most women's mind, him being a doctor increases his sexual marketplace value from a career status, from an income status, and from a hierarchy status. Women telling another woman she's dating a medical doctor, and they say, ooh. But if a man is telling his homeboy, hey man, I'm dating a woman, and she's a doctor, she says, ooh, dang, she's smart. We don't give a guy, ooh, not men. Maybe homosexuals or some dudes that are just trying to live off of you. But across the board, men are just like, oh, she's smart then, huh? Those are two different measurements from two different genders with two different expectations. Ladies, make no mistake about it. I have heard so many men, in particular, one guy continues to have a problem with the way I said, and if you want to debate me anytime, bring it. Don't allude to me in videos. Talk to me online. Don't talk to your audience. Talking to me, come to the show. Let's do it live in front of everybody. I'll have the conversation. Because what I'm telling women is more accurate than from what the men want. And what you're telling women is aspirational, and it does not bear itself out in practice. Ladies, men don't care about your money like that. Ladies, men don't care about your careers like that. Ladies, men don't care about your jobs and your education like that. Like you care about them. So, the video I'll upload tomorrow, it's going to be called Cats and Tats. The video I upload tomorrow, you're going to understand that, ma'am, you can be accomplished, intelligent, educated, successful, but you still get men at your sexual marketplace value. That's where you're yoked. Don't believe me? Jill Scott. I personally love her music, and I think she is a beautiful woman. But there are women throughout music, entertainment, and particularly in music, who can be around, and I don't try to use these in a high value equation, but even in walk-a-day world, you may be able to work around these men. These men may be your colleagues, But your colleagues do not want to date you. They want to date the girl that's on fries at McDonald's. Because men rank and measure things different than a woman. Why is it so hard for women to understand and accept? Why is this so hard for women to understand and accept? It's because because women keep the counsel of women. Women talk to women about what men should want. How many times have you heard me talk to a woman on my platform and they want to continually tell men what we should value? When I had the woman last week, what was her name? Tawana. And I kept going back and forth and said, men are tired of hearing women like you tell them what they want. They want cheese pizza. Well, that's so shallow. They want cheese pizza. Well, they want cheese pizza. Well, they want cheese pizza. But she could not get it through her head. Ladies, men want cheese pizza. And they're going to get cheese pizza. The question is, are you going to provide cheese pizza? And if you do provide cheese pizza, is it the best in town? The higher up you want to go, the better you need to look. The higher up you want to go, the better you need to look. Now here's a can of worms. Well, what if I don't want a high value man? Well, how many times have we heard ladies say, I don't want a high value man? And when it comes right down to it, you still want to make $100,000. That's still a high value man from a financial standpoint. That's a part of the high value equation. High value has 6 points minimum. 6 points minimum. Character and morality aren't in the high value equation. Not just the neutral equation. You may add them to your equation, but there's some people who are agnostic, who don't believe in God, who share a different religious belief. So to try to put morals and character and religious concerns on top of high value, you can only do that in a homogeneous society. I'm saying high value worldwide. Ladies, you were told to go to college to get a degree, or go out and get a job and get a degree, and that spend your time
Danger zone.
and end up in the danger zone 27 to 35 and do like so many women in 18 to 24. You bypass men who are on your level, or the women who do deal with men, they deal with men who are down here. But just like that sister I talked to in Boston, who her boyfriend was making $65,000 before age 24. And now at 28 years old, she's wanting a man making 120. You ladies want to ask for more money as you're getting older and more things. What draws your value down? One, Friday, we're going to talk about one thing Friday, we're going to talk about this one. Do kids hold you back? That's going to have its whole own video. But here's some of the things that hold you back. You were born with the face you were born with. There are things you can do to help. But the one thing that all women can do is do something about your body, your fitness. If you are out of shape, overweight, unfit, if you look like the average American female, you can expect the average American male's income. Yes. The average black man makes around $42,000 a year, depending. Somewhere in there. And if you're 5'4", 180 pounds, that's what you can roughly expect. The only way you can hope to move that up is if you get a guy early. Well, let's talk about it, because it seems that I think I'm going to have these conversations one-to-one and then let women see. Because you've been given so much information from your girlfriends. Oh, you look good, girl. It ain't that bad. And like when I was talking to the woman in Oregon with the nose ring, I'm like, men want fit women. why aren't you going to the gym? And ultimately, her point was, well, I'm the best around. I'm better than the other women around here. Let me tell you something, ladies. When men hear stuff like that, they're hearing, so wait a minute. You expect me to come to the restaurant and you think because the restaurant doesn't have what I want that I got to pick you if I'm hungry. Let's say you go to a restaurant, it's a buffet. And in the food business, restaurant business, when an item is out, it's called 86th. So let's say you go to a buffet and this buffet is known for, I don't know, chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak with white gravy and mashed. You love chicken fried steak. And you go to the buffet and you're craving chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and okra. And then just a good old southern meal. And you're driving over there and the restaurant closes at 10 o'clock. You get there at 8 o'clock and you come through the door, table for one. Sit down, get your buffet, and walk up, and you see on the buffet chicken fried steak, 86th. And you go to the manager or go to your servants, like, what does that mean, 86? Oh, we ran out of chicken fried steak. Excuse me, bring the manager over. I love your chicken fried steak. I drove all the way over here. Oh, sir, we had a big party came in earlier and they ate all the chicken fried steak. We only prepped so many. Well, can you make any more? We're out, sir. We can't. They're frozen or something. Some reason by the time we would get them made, the restaurant would be closed. But sir, the rest of the buffet is open. You can have the chicken fried chicken. You can have fried chicken. You can have meatloaf. You can have spaghetti, crab, shrimp. The buffet has everything. It's only chicken fried steak. And see, what that woman in Oregon's, the way her and so many women think is, well, I'm here. I'm hungry. All right, I guess I'll take the chicken fried chicken, or I'll do with the mashed potatoes or the meatloaf or whatever. Oh, French toast, no. Men are saying, bump that. Give me my money back. I'm leaving. What? Yeah, I'm leaving. I got some chicken fried steak at home from last night. I'll reheat it. Or it's 8 o'clock. I got time. I'll go to down the street. They got chicken fried chicken. What? What? You at Golden Corral? Yeah. It's 8 o'clock. I'll go to Black Eyed Pea if they're still open. I'll find some. I am in here. There's somebody who sells chicken fried steak and I got time. That's what you're missing, ladies. You think because the chicken fried steak is gone and you're meatloaf and you're what's left, you think, well, he's hungry. I'm what's left. I got it for JJ. Come on and you can use it. I don't want this. I don't want meatloaf and peas and sweet corn. I want chicken fried steak, fried okra, mashed potatoes, cream gravy, and a roll. And damn it, I got a car and I will find it. Now, today, at 8 o'clock, you got options. But now, ladies, understand, we got online dating. It's called DoorDash and Uber Eats. See, the game has changed. You wanted freedom and access? Men got freedom and access too. So what they do, hey Siri. Hey you. What restaurant serves the best chicken fried steak? And give you all these options. Don't feel like driving there? DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever. Slide by, is Black Eyed Peas still open? I don't know. Or Grandy's. There are so many places to serve it. Or mess around and call. You see what I'm saying, ladies? You assume that he's just going to eat at the restaurant. No, men will go get another restaurant. No, they'll go. And now what you doing? Your meatloaf ass is sitting on the buffet. It ain't even no that's ketchup on top. It ain't even no meatloaf sauce. It's just ketchup. Or even worse, that brown meatloaf. And you're like, well, ain't nobody eating the meatloaf. Because they want a chicken fried damn steak. And they got options. That's the difference between men and women. Men will go to get what they want. Women are seeming to expect men to just take what's left. That's one of the only reasons I can explain to why modern women have become so lacking cooperativeness, femininity, joys to be around. You know, all the things that men say they want, women, you're starting to see more women like, fit, feminine, friendly, whatever. I'm going to cut my hair off. I'm going to be big and violent. Chicken fried steak, I know, right? All right. But maybe I got it wrong, you know. And I'm trying to make it light and joke and give us some examples of what men are saying. A man would rather pass instead of just eating meatloaf because you presume that he's so hungry that he will take you. Men are not that hungry and thirsty. Sex is not as hard to get as it used to be. The one thing that, who's more shallow, men or women? I will say that women are far more shallow because women have pretty much whittled men down to two things: a penis and a wallet. Talk about that tomorrow night on Instagram. Women have pretty much whittled down men. That's either one of these two things. You don't, and it shows about women not even understanding who men are, what men make, how the country is laid out, the infrastructure. It's just, I know you got a Johnson, and you're supposed to have some money. Outside of that, I don't need you. I got a dog in the system. Okay, well, men have adapted and saying, okay, cool. Then the one thing that the women used to bring to the table used to be their youth, their fertility in their womb. Well, if he can't get you in your youth, if you've already reproduced, he can't get your fertility. I mean, if you've already used your womb for somebody else, and if you've had multiple partners, these things will lower your value in some guys' eyes. Ladies, you need to understand what your overall value is to the men you say you want. And I got news for you, bad news. The people who tell you what you want to hear, the people that tell you what you want to hear is so much. I got bad news for you. I got bad news for you. The people that tell you what you want to hear are not doing you any favors. Or they may tickle your ears, and it may sound good coming out of that mouth and that voice and that look, and it soothes your soul. But once the video goes off, you single as French toast with no opportunities. And the only thing you can cuddle up next to are videos and books. Versus what I'm telling you may not sound as good to you. It may sting a little bit, but if you listen, you can look over to the right and have a man in that bed with you. Or, maybe that ain't what you want. Maybe you just want to go to no man's land, 36 to 60. And you can do it by yourself. I can do bad all by myself. I can do bad all by myself, right? The federal government and retail are the two largest employers of black women. The federal government is being run out of money, and retail is in a free fall, collapsing spiral. What are people who have been working these jobs for 20, 10, 20, 30 years? What are they going to do if they lose those jobs? Ladies, it is time for the women who want to understand that you are not meant to be by yourself on this planet. You were meant to pair with a man and be fruitful and multiply. If that's past your life, it was meant for two people to try to survive this life together. This world was not built for individual females to live a life. Because in general, how many times have I talked about survival and how much money ladies making? Relative, you're running override. And that's why so many women are upset, because one, these conversations seem fanciful to some ladies, but two, the sheer reality that most women live in cities and you are so hopelessly dependent upon the infrastructure, you don't even know where to go in your local area to even get water. It is shocking women to really realize that I need a man. And then when they finally turn around and said, okay, I'll get it. I'll get me a man because I can't do this on my own. Then pride and ego starts messing with a lot of women because they start really looking at the men they qualify for, and it's Al Bundy. Yeah. If you're an average woman, the man you qualify for is average. Average people get average people and live average lives. You a school teacher? You can get a bus driver. Let's talk about it. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm just crazy. Shout out to Dre Day. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do know one thing. That this ain't going to stop. We're going to continue to have these conversations in a straightforward, judicious way to move this ball forward. Because every single day, women are being unplugged from the matrix, men are being unplugged from the matrix, and folks are starting to see stuff for the first time. The gender war is over, ladies. Time to make the peace. Time to do the Treaty of Versailles. Jessica, shout out to you. And the question is, what do you and your PhD qualify for? You're a PhD making $85,000 a year, and your equally yoked is likely a man making $42,000 a year. Oh, I just pissed a lot of people off, Jessica. They did. Oh, they cussing. Save me some space over in that flat or your house, wherever you live over in England, because I'm going to need to leave this country because they hate me right about now for saying that. But it's the truth. You and your PhD qualifies for a UBER driver. No offense to those guys. That men driving Uber making $60,000, $70,000 a year. And I find it a little offensive. Shout out to B. Simone. Apparently, she's kind of come around to start telling women that you want more. I looked in that video and I find it funny that her comment section was littered with my name. Cool. As long as we're making an impact. Because I don't think my blue collar brothers are an insult. I get insulted as a white collar man when you insult my blue collar brothers. I truly, genuinely, I get offended. Because I come from middle America. I've seen, those are the people that make this country run. I truly get offended when you insult my blue collar, my military, and those. Anyway, anywho, like I said it last week, on Monday, when that woman said I didn't marry my BD because he wasn't good enough for me, and I said, gentlemen, what in the world do you think would have happened if a man would have said I didn't marry my BM because she wasn't good enough for me? See, you guys like that double standard. Then you better like the double standard that you are judged by your looks. And the only women that have a real problem with this, you're judged by your looks and your body. The women who have a real problem with this are the women whose bodies are out of shape. Because your looks are your looks, but your body is something that everybody said you could have done something with. Now, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I just work here. We're going to the call line. Like I said, in order to get on the call line, you must be visible. No more anonymous, nobody. No more. You got to cam up. Cam up if you want to talk. If you want to talk, you must cam up. And let's get into it. Because I really want to hear what's going on from women. Why do you feel like, you should get a different caliber of man? What caliber of man should you get? Equally yoked. What does that mean? I'm a PhD. That still doesn't mean you can be a 3. You can't be a 3 in a PhD. I'm a PH3.
Money work.
I'm a PH3.
El mundo quiere
I'm a
dinero.
PH3.
Money work.
PhD. Get the likes up.
Se arregla con dinero.
Ladies only on the show.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work.
PhD.
Se arregla con dinero. Dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, me olvidaré. Yeah. Lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
I'm a PhD.
Money work.
Go Skiwi.
El mundo quiere dinero.
Go Skiwi. Go Skiwi.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción.
You look like she having a good time.
Mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo
Go
a los pies.
Skiwi.
Para mí
Hey.
ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi
Ah,
alma, lo
go on
lograré.
in, girl.
Seré el más
That's some good stuff right there. Yeah, man. I love it. I can't announce some of the people we're going to have on the show coming up, but we're going to have some interesting people join in because we're having an impact, folks. These conversations need to be had. They need to be had. Did you guys? I posted that link. Did the link work? The link worked. Now, understand something. I don't want the same people to keep jumping on the show, okay? If you've been on a couple of times, that's fine. But here we go. Equally yoked. I think a lot of women find it offensive that they are being judged on their bodies. But I think it's interesting that the same women who find it offensive that you're being reduced, and I hear people say this all the time, you're reducing women to sex objects. No, we're acknowledging that men are visual and this matters to men. See, that's the problem. You guys, for the longest, men have had their choices and what they want minimized. We don't hear women saying they want a man who is a 50-50 partner. You hear women saying they want protectors, providers. We don't hear a woman saying, you know what, I want a beta male who's going to drain me of resources. And we accept that. We accept one-way desires. Women can want men to be men, but men cannot want beauty. Men have been shamed for what is natural to us. And that's bull crap. If you want a beautiful woman, that's great. But every beauty is in short supply. Admit it. But fitness should not be. All right, let me say this, number one. I gotta be honest, man. Do what you do at your house, but don't come on my platform smoking. vaping, looking like you smoking weed, you're not going to get on. I'm not going to talk to you. Because I can do this show for 2 hours by myself. Men have been told, just accept women how they are. You're bad for wanting what you want. And that's not fair. It's not right. What is an equally yoked man for you, ladies? What is an equally yoked man for you? And are you ready for the man you say you want? See, that was the ultimate question. And I said it yesterday. I want to also get into this while we're letting people in the call line. Gentlemen, by show of hands, how many of you agree with me that women have reduced men to two things? Money, resources, and genitals. We are a wallet and a pee-pee. That is what many women have reduced men to. Resources and ability to sexually please them. And you know what? I think men, even saying fit, feminine, cooperative, submissive, men at least want women to be helpmeets. You want women for, we want women, men want women for far more things than women can articulate they need men for. What is up with that? How are you going to have women basically say, well, he just needs to have a working phallus and access to some money. So that makes you pretty shallow, in my opinion. There's also this notion that so many ladies want to stay at home to raise your children. That is a luxury. 72% of mothers in this country work full or part-time. That means 28% of mothers in this country don't have to work. That's less than 30%. To me, that's a luxury. And when I'm hearing average women wanting luxuries of staying at home and parenting children, why? You're average and you want a luxury. When I was growing up, average people did not want luxury vehicles. They wanted average vehicles. They wanted a mid-sized, sensible sedan. But now we got average people wanting Range Rovers and G-Wagons and Aston Martins and AMGs. In Dallas, they call them $30,000 millionaires, $40,000 millionaires, driving a BMW, living in your mom's house. That's crazy. It is a luxury to be able to stay at home. That 28% of women will get. So, you know what I hear, Jessica? When I start talking like this, you know what I hear? You know what I hear? Jonathan Barronville. You know what I start to hear when I hear this? Well, wait a minute. If I can't stay at home and raise my kids, if a man ain't a wallet and a willie, and if all he's going to bring ultimately is $40,000 to $50,000 to the table, you know what I hear from women? Why do I need him? Ain't that right, guys? Is that what you hear? Why do I need him? I can do bad all by myself. Robert, ain't that what it is? Kool-Aid, ain't that what it is? Ain't that what it is? Crystal, ain't that what it is? If all he gonna bring is, what? I can't get all my bills paid. I can't eat steak and lobster on Tuesday. What? I can't stay at home and raise my babies plus this other kid I brought. If I can't get a man to pay all or most of the bills, I can do bad all by myself. Castle, Sean, Don Juan. Ladies, I need you to understand what you're saying to most men. That if you're an average, hardworking, stand-up, everyday citizen, that you're bad. You're saying that what men who are self-sustaining, functional, productive members of society, if they can't give you diamonds for breakfast, that they don't matter. Now, I want you to understand, if men were to make that same argument about women, what? If I can't have a hot piece of A and a woman that's this, I can do bad all by myself. You be called all sorts of toxic masculinity, misogynist. You would be the worst thing. See, we accept that as a double standard. We accept I can do bad all by myself, meaning that if you cannot make my life luxury, you ain't worth it. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. Estella, you ready? Stop me when I'm told a lie. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
I just saw the live and I looked at the topic and I was like, God is always on time, because I've literally been going over in my mind about like where I'm really at. I was
First off, let's do this. Hold on.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 33. I'll be 33 in June.
All right. Your first name is Estella. Okay, go ahead. What do you got for me?
So, equally yoked. This is a conversation that I've been having with myself over the past year. I did the whole fling in a foreign country thing, right? And I was talking to this guy and I liked him. And I was just like, okay, it's just sex. Fell for him emotionally because I'm a woman. Like we feel in our emotions. Like that's our nature. We're women. That's what we do. And admitting that to myself and realizing like I really like this guy, but he really doesn't have anything to offer me as far as taking care of me and protecting me, regardless of him being average or not, because he lives in a whole nother country. So I just decided that this isn't going to work out. I don't want to have to pay to bring this man to this country because he can't afford to come here.
Wait. Hold on. You're saying a lot. So at 33 years old, you're seeing a man in another country and just having a physical fling.
Right. It's ended now. What
Right.
I'm saying, my point is, I had to stop and look at myself and say, why am I doing this? Like, am I that desperate for some peen to be doing that? And it wasn't even that I felt that I was desperate while I was doing it. But once I realized, like, I spent all this time going back and forth.
Well, how long were you seeing this person?
I went back and forth to see him 4 different times over the course of 2.5 years. So
Okay. Hold on. Let me stop. Don't just hold on. Stop. Hold on. I gotta talk too. So 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And why didn't you date somebody locally?
Because I didn't make myself available.
How'd you make yourself locally internationally?
What'd you say?
How did you make yourself available internationally?
Well, I went to a wedding in Jamaica and just had a fling with the guy, but we kept talking. And,
Okay.
That was me investing my time or putting myself to be available just to him instead of putting myself out on the market. And you've talked about this, and I've actually...
Do you have any children?
Talk about this. No, I'm single, no children, none of that.
So when it was time to try to decide whether or not to take this to the next level, you didn't want to bring him here because you're obviously making more money than him?
Obviously, yes, absolutely.
And what state do you live in?
I live in California. I live in the Bay Area.
Okay. So at 33 at the Bay Area, I mean, I can understand a fling, but for 2 years, now what? Well, yeah, but now what are you going to do? Because equally yoked. What do you do?
I'm getting fit, feminine. I'm definitely cooperative because I was very cooperative with him. I always want to have respect for the man I'm with. But when I begin to lose respect, I have to stop and say, why don't I have respect for him?
Okay. When was the longest relationship you had with somebody here locally?
I've only had one real relationship, and that's a problem too. And that was on and off for 5 years.
How long ago did that end?
That ended 5 years ago. The last time I was seriously with him.
And why didn't you guys take it? Why didn't you guys formalize it?
He's alcoholic.
Okay. Hold on. When did you discover he was an alcoholic? Year 1 or year 5?
Probably realized it was really a problem year 3.
And when you say alcoholic, I mean alcoholic
like
means
daily drinking.
Oh no. Okay. When you say alcoholic, that means something to me. That means somebody who needs to go into a program, not a heavy drinker.
No, he needs to go into a program.
Okay, but you still were together for 3 years before you discovered. See, I'm curious to when so many black women will have these long relationships, and they're always ending. Oh, don't you talk a lot? Listen.
I'm listening.
No, you've been talking a lot. I've had to step in many times to just quiet you down. You were with him for 5 years, and the end of it's because he said he's an alcoholic. Okay, there was still 3 years before then. Why have these long relationships and not have an end goal? And the reason I ask that question is because so many black women count engagements and long relationships as if they were marriages, and they don't count the same.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, why would you be with somebody for 5 years and not look to get married after a year or 2?
Because we don't have realistic end goals in our mind.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you in particular.
That's my answer. That's my answer to you. I didn't have any kind of end goal in mind.
Okay. So at 20...
The attention and affection of a man.
So at 25 years old, you were just happy to be involved with a man for... Exactly. And had he not been an alcoholic, y'all could have just done this for the next 20 years without an end date.
Possibly, if I'd not grown up. I've not chosen to grow myself and realize this is not okay. Like I should.
When did you grow up?
More out of a relationship.
When did you grow? When do you say you?
When I hit 25, my mind changed, and I realized not
but ma'am. You were with this man from 20 to 25.
21 to 26.
Okay, but then afterwards, ma'am, you had a 2-year relationship with a man in Jamaica who was broke.
Exactly.
That doesn't sound like a grown-up.
You said what?
That doesn't sound like a grown-up.
I'm clear about that. That's not grown-up.
So I asked you, when did you grow up? You said, I asked you why this happened with the previous guy. And you said you hadn't grown up. And I said, well, when did you grow up? And it was after.
No, I didn't say I grew up. What I'm saying is when I turned 26, I got tired of doing it, and I said I need to grow up. And then
and 26 was 7 years ago.
I understand that.
Right, and in that 7 years, you've had a long distance relationship with a guy in Jamaica who was a sexual fling. Okay, where's the growth been?
Well, the growth is now that I'm 32. I'm not doing that anymore.
And when did you end the relationship with the guy in Jamaica?
Last January.
In January 2020?
Yes.
Okay. Do you make room for the possibility that even though you might have feel like you've grown up a lot from where you used to? I never said
that.
Okay.
I never said that.
If you cut me off one more time, we're going to have a real problem. Do you not understand that that's rude?
I understand, but I did not say that.
I don't give a damn if you said it. Don't cut me off.
I got you.
Because it's a conversation, ma'am. I've let you talk. I've let you flow. But I'm running a show. And I was about to say something and you cut us completely off. My point was, do you make room for the possibility that even though you've grown up relative to where you used to be at 21, because you kept saying, grow up, I need to grow up, I've grown up, that you still have a lot more to do?
Absolutely.
Okay, who's helping you with that?
going to therapy.
Okay.
I'm working out. I'm eating differently, using a recipe book. I'm
Okay.
moving out. I'm into my own apartment.
Okay.
That I'm paying all my bills on my own.
All right.
I'm paying down my debt. There are things that I know that I have to.
How long have you been in therapy?
I've been in therapy for 6 months.
6 months.
I'm almost finished.
Do you have a male or a female therapist?
I have a female therapist.
I would suggest looking at a male therapist. Female therapists tend to be a lot more empathetic and sympathetic with women, and especially if you're in the Bay Area, where it's a little bit more liberal of a way of living. Because some of the things I'm gathering from here, awareness may be there, but at 33 or 32 years old, do you ever want to be married one day?
Yes.
Do you want children?
No.
Okay. Then why do you want to be married?
When I'm older, I want to have a partner or a husband that, we can be in support of each other. And I live in the Bay Area, so, money is tight around here. You can make good money, but it's relative. So I think it's important to be able to maximize your lifestyle and quality.
But just like you didn't want to bring the guy in Jamaica here because he'd have been a financial strain.
Exactly.
Men don't typically want to marry a woman just to split the bills, because women in this country, marriage is not an equal deal when it dissolves. So if you don't want to have children, you remove one of the major reasons for a man to want to marry. So everything you're talking about is for you. It's not for him. It's all about you. And the reason I'm saying this is because what you've talked about has been a very selfish way of, I do what makes me, for me. And that's not why you marry somebody. So I think you should look at a different therapist, and also understand that if you want to get married, fine, but there's a person on the end of that, and what do they want out of it? And if it's just somebody to split the bills, men typically don't want to sign a legal contract for that, because if you decide to leave and end your marriage, like 50+% of the divorce in this country men tend to end up in a worse financial position as a result of the dissolution of marriage. And if there are no kids involved, there's really not much motivation for a amount of men to get married. Something you ladies need to think about. But thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. Yeah. I realize when people come in, they got a lot on their minds, and I try to give folks benefit of the doubt that they're going to be a little nervous in front of a lot of people. There's a delay on the show too, but there's also but it's still got a show to run. All right, so let's do this. Kayla, unmute yourself, Ms. Jenkins. Unmute yourself, please. I can. How are you? I am well. How old are you? Cool. What do you got for me?
You're saying I just started listening to your videos maybe about 2-3 weeks ago, and I am amazed at the amount of people that argue with you about this information. I'm like, I don't understand. All of these things are accurate. I actually said it in a clubhouse the other day for like 3 hours, where people were just going in on like how wrong they think everything is about Kevin Samuels. And I'm like, I don't think people live in the real world, because if you did, you would understand like all of these.
What state do you live in?
Well, I'm currently in Florida. I'm doing my PhD down in Florida, but I was
living in Georgia. PhD.
I'm a PhD.
See, one thing I realized is online is a different space. When I'm out and about, people this weekend it was like, I love what you do. Online, you can draw people into any little click, but the bottom line is this: there's a reason people come back, and it's not because I'm wrong about everything. It's just that I don't think many people are saying this kind of stuff. Now, you're in Florida.
Yep.
Want to get a PhD. Do you have any children?
I do not.
Do you want to get married one day?
I do. Yeah.
Would you like kids?
I do. Yes.
So when will you have your PhD completed?
I will be done in 2 years.
So be about 35?
Yeah, something like that. But like if I got pregnant tomorrow, it's fine. I'm done with all my coursework. I'm just working on dissertation. So
what would a man be? What would a man equally yoked to you be?
So somebody who is socioeconomically similar, obviously.
Okay.
And
are we talking over 6 figures or under?
At least 6 figures, I would say.
Do you care if he's black or not?
Not real. Well, okay. What I would say is that if you're not black, I need you to at least have dated a black girl before me. Like I've dated.
The reality is, the higher up we go, the more homogeneous we tend to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Men are men are more race loyal. So
yeah, I know. I mean, for me, like I have a really strong MBA alumni network of a lot of other Black people who also are above a similar socioeconomic level. So it hasn't been like that hard to meet other people who like live the way I do. But yeah. But I was calling in because so everything that you're saying, like I just want to reinforce this. Oh, sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
Hold on. Okay, I got a question. No. Okay, at 32, you're 32?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not married already?
So there was a guy that I dated for a long time that I thought I'd be married to. Okay. Didn't come together that way.
How long were you guys married? How long were you guys dating?
About 4 years.
And when did that end?
That ended in like 2013, 2014.
Oh my God, that's almost 10 years ago.
I know. I've had 2 other relationships since then, but they weren't
No, but this is, we can't just skip on past.
Okay.
Now it's starting to get interesting. 2013, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
That's 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That would have put you in your mid-20s.
Yep. Yeah.
You want to get a man that is a 6-figure earner when you are
Danger zone.
27 to 35, and actually you will be at 36 to 60 range, at no man's land. And you want him to be on your socioeconomic status. That's problematic.
I don't think so, because I keep it together. Okay. I mean, going by your standards of a high value woman, you know, I'm fit. I go to the gym.
No, my standard, that's not a high value woman. A high value woman is a different thing. High value woman is attractive, appealing. She has a comforting character. She's disciplined and discerning. She's enthusiastic and exuberating. She's loyal and liberating. That has nothing to do with being fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, and submissive. I'm very specific about my terms. And the thing about high value women are feminine assets. Feminine assets get snapped up quickly. Okay. Let me move you to the side because this may sting a little bit. Move you over to the side. Feminine assets don't stay on the market until their mid-30s. And you want a man who's earning at a level to where he's looking for a feminine asset. And if you, and real talk, if you were just working at Walmart, would your expectations for a man be the same?
Definitely not.
Then that's the problem. Your expectation of a man is based upon your academic achievement and your financial achievement, and that's
just that though.
Okay, it's in there, socioeconomic status, and that goes. If you listen to my program at the beginning, I said that is one of the major reasons you ladies don't get it. We don't look at you guys the same way.
I agree. I mean, what you're saying is that it's based off of more visual appeal, which makes sense
I
to me
say
because
that's
men
where
are
it
visual creatures.
starts. That's where it starts. But there are plenty of women who are visually appealing, who don't have the other components, the femininity, the cooperativeness, the submissiveness, the ability to inspire, to be a feminine asset. See, if it was just about appearance, then a woman who's in a pretty professional posse should have no problem. But they do, because they don't have those other components.
I agree.
That's why I said getting in. So when I hear a woman who's saying she's going to get a PhD, and you want a man on your socioeconomic level, you're making the same step that so many women do, judging a man on your income and your income and your education.
I mean, I expect other things in him besides to be on the same socioeconomic level, but agreed.
Well, okay. How many kids do you want?
2.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
I don't mind working. I actually really like teaching.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
Yes, I guess would be the answer to that question. Then.
What percentage of the financial family load do you want to have to carry for a lifetime?
The only thing I think a man should be solely responsible for is the mortgage.
What percentage of the family household income do you have to be responsible for a lifetime? All of it.
I guess mortgage usually makes up a pretty
What
significant
percent?
percent.
I don't know,
So
man.
after
But see, that's the thing. See, the thing is, men have to think in these terms, and you ladies will say things in a piecemeal way, but from a lifetime. What percentage of the family financial responsibility do you want to have to be responsible for the family? That's mortgage, that's braces, that's dogs, that's trips, that's groceries, all that's in there.
Yeah. I guess it's like maybe it's a 70-30 split or something
I don't
like
know.
that
I'm asking
after
you.
mortgage.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
No. Because you can't split it up after mortgage. It's all in there. Okay, if you say see, this is what women
70-30.
Okay, but this is, you need to turn off YouTube and all that stuff in the background, because this is important.
Mm-hmm.
If you never were to marry,
Mm-hmm.
what percentage of your lifestyle would you have to pay for?
100%, I guess, right?
Exactly. So that we got that part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got YouTube playing in the background. The volume is up. You on
Oh, I thought it stopped.
Yeah, you got to turn. Okay. Do you have when you have them on a speakerphone?
It's just on my computer. It says that my YouTube stopped.
Okay. You need to turn down the volume a little bit because we're getting a little loop back.
Okay, let me.
So if you got YouTube playing or something.
Is that better? I turned down the volume on my computer.
Do you have the YouTube show playing in the background?
It's on pause.
Close it.
Okay, I'll try that. Is that better?
We'll see. So, if you were to stay single, you're responsible for 100% of yourself. But if you were a man, how much do you want to be responsible for him and your 2 kids for a lifetime?
I guess like a 70-30 split, something like that.
70-30. Yeah. All right. And so, how much do you think it would cost to, what state do you plan on living
in? Hopefully back in Georgia. That's home for me.
Like Atlanta area?
That's home.
How much would you need to make to support a middle class, upper middle class lifestyle for a family of 4?
I'd say we probably need to be pulling down at least around somewhere between 150 to 200K a year.
Excuse me?
Is that not reasonable? Right? Cumulatively? Like between the 2 of us?
150 for 2 people?
Is that wrong?
Okay. You make over 6 figures?
I mean, when
you will be making over 6 figures?
Yeah.
So if you were making over 6 figures, you'd be making 2/3 of that yourself.
Yeah, I guess. But if I'm with someone and we have kids and everything,
No, let's just
I
stick to the
wouldn't
math.
expect to.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry,
stick
say
to
it
the
again.
math. Stick to the math. How much
Hmm.
money do you need to? What area of Atlanta would you like to live in?
I have a home in West Midtown.
Okay, and ma'am,
Hmm.
for a family of three, for modest, for you're looking at about $300,000 annual.
Hmm. I don't have kids, so I'm very bad at the math on that.
Well, but the thing is, you can't be bad at math. At a PhD can't be bad at math, and this is the man you're looking for.
Yeah.
This is the man you're looking for. And black men in this country who make six figures or more, they're less than a quarter of a million of those. They're less than a quarter of a million of those, roughly.
Hmm.
So if you're looking for a man that's making, if you're talking about $300,000 a year and a 70-30 split, well, let's just say $300,000 a year, 70-30 split. Okay. That means you want to bring home 30% and he's bringing home 30, he's bringing home the other 70. Of that $300,000, he'd be bringing in 210, you'd be bringing in 90.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, but
Even if I went to just
210
like
ain't.
teaching school,
No. But
you know.
200, but yeah, 90 it may not be hard for you, but see,
Yeah.
you need to follow the math. The
Hmm.
math tells everything. 300,000 because you'd want your kid to be able to go to a private school or a high-end public school. You'd want them to be able to have a car at 16 if they need to. You'd want them to be able to go to college or whatever, braces. I mean, you would want them to be able to start off life decently, not behind, right?
Right.
That's an upper middle class lifestyle. You don't
Yeah.
get there off of $150,000.
Yeah. I guess I never really ran the numbers on it, but that
But
makes
that's the
sense.
problem. If you don't run the
Yeah.
numbers, you don't understand how to look for the man. It's like, how do you hunt for something that you don't know what they eat? You got to
Right.
know what you're hunting for. And this is why so many of you ladies, even our PhDs,
I'm a PhD.
are innumerate. You don't know who these men are. So when I start talking about what they want, what they don't want, it's easy for you to be like, well, I don't think it's so hard. Or I don't know this until we start putting numbers to it. What percentage of men in this country earn over $200,000 a year?
I'm sure it's small. The other day,
Five
somebody gave me
percent,
the statistic
five
of how many
percent,
people
five
actually made
percent,
100K, and I
five
was like,
percent,
I didn't know it was
five
that small.
percent, 5%,
Yeah.
5%.
Hmm.
And here comes the hard question: if you're a man in the top 5%, and women on my show who call in from Massachusetts to Oregon want that man,
Hmm.
what does that man want from a woman?
Right. That's where the high value woman definition comes in, right?
Nope.
No,
See, that's the point. See, that's the
it's
point.
beyond high value woman.
See, my point is, ma'am, I'm
Hmm.
just asking you what you want. I'm filling in the picture of the life you say you want.
Hmm.
And now we're down to the man who can make the kind of income to support the kind of lifestyle you're talking about. And now I'm asking a question. You know what you want. I'm asking, what does the kind of man you want? What does he want from a woman? And you don't know. You don't know. So if you don't know it, how are you going to give it to him? You ladies,
That's why I'm here learning from you.
well, you ain't paid me to learn this from me. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing this for a reason. You ladies all want something, but you've put more thought into your dissertation than a man.
Hmm.
You guys just think I can just turn around and go grab one. And when I say, ma'am, the kind of men you're talking about are going to be harder to get over age 30. You said, I don't think it's going to be that hard of a problem. And what'd you tell me? Something about your freaking school network. As if that's a one-to-one.
Well, I think what I was trying to say is that there's just I guess I have a skewed perception because I know so many guys who make that much money.
Yeah, but they ain't trying to marry you.
No, that's not true. I mean, I wasn't calling in because I don't get guys who fit the description of the guys that I'm looking for. I was really just calling in to
hold
just
on,
reinforce the point of what you're
no,
saying.
no. I didn't say that to be funny, man.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm showing you guys is this is the mistake that so many women make. They think because these men are their colleagues and they're in their network, that that's the same thing as them wanting to marry them, deal with them. Ma'am, seeing as though you said it's not the same thing, I got to ask. These men you're talking about, you mean they're actively, you have the men in this circle right now actively pursuing you to be their wife? That's a yes or no question. That's not a joke. You're a grown woman.
It's a yes.
Okay, then why, how can he actively pursuing you to be his wife if you don't have a boyfriend?
I mean, I just got out of a relationship like 2 weeks ago.
But he cannot be actively pursuing you. This is where the ego comes in, folks. You got out of a relationship 2 weeks ago, and somebody's already actively pursuing you to be their wife? If that's the case, then you're right. You should have no problem. That make a lot of sense to me, but okay.
You say high value women are always in demand.
Ma'am, please, I don't want to do that.
Those are your words.
Yes, but I've defined high value several times.
Yeah.
Just because you're in a PhD does not mean you're high value.
I'm not defining my value based on my PhD.
Okay. Well, I think we should end this right here because, see, here's the problem. This is where ego starts to get into it. And you're saying people on Clubhouse don't agree. And the thing is, the net of it is, I talk to these men. I know these men. I know what these guys tend to want. And there's a big disconnect between what women think these men want and what they want. And if you have it figured out and these men are pursuing you, then it begs the question, why are you getting out of a relationship? Why didn't the previous one work? Where's the marriage to the guy we're talking about? That's the question. Because you seem to be putting on the appearance that you know what you're doing. Because in 1 minute you don't, the next minute you got it all figured out. Where's the marriage?
It's coming. I mean, I will say there's been nothing wrong with the guys that I've dated from like an high value man perspective or a socioeconomic perspective, any of those things. And I've been in serious relationships with them, and I've been engaged once. I've been, ring shopping.
I never said it was
like, it's not
but the thing is, ma'am, there tends to not be really, and thank you for being honest, there tends not to be any problems with the men. The problems tend to be on the women's side.
Well, in those cases, it was, in one of the cases at least, it was a fidelity issue. And I know that, one of the things that you discuss is that, whether you include those morality things is outside of the.
Let me go ahead and speak to this too. You ladies who think you ladies who want high earning, low alphas are fooling yourselves.
Mm-hmm. You can't have a man that's faithful?
What did I say? You want high earning, low alphas, you're fooling yourself. See, ma'am, I don't know if you realize you've come in here and in many ways you presented like women who want everything. You want a high value, low alpha who wants a woman who's in her 30s instead of a woman who's younger. And see, when I ask, what do these men want? You don't know what they want because you can't tell me, but because they flirt with you or they say things to you, you're going to take it on fact that it's you. And I'm saying, okay, where's the engagement ring? Where's the marriage? People will say a lot of things, but let me go ahead and speak to the audience. This is where a lot of the delusion tends to come in because we believe what we want to believe. Men on this level tend to want women who are fit, feminine, cooperative, submissive. They tend to want women who are younger than them because if they want family and legacy, most men don't go for women in their 30s to be mothers. They go for women in their 20s so they have childbearing years, not women who are post 30 years old, though biological wall. And right now at 32, just getting out of a relationship, unless you're actively dating somebody right now to where you are going to be married inside the next 6 months or even a year, none of that seems to be on the table. So it's all just talk. And the clock is ticking.
Agreed.
The clock is ticking. And this has been an interesting back and forth. But at the end of the day, If you want 2 kids, high risk geriatric pregnancy starts at 35.
Yeah, my
If
friend's
you're
gonna be
saying,
good.
and if
I
you're
know.
saying that you have a man who, and are you honestly saying that you have a man who's making 200, well, 6 figures plus who wants to marry you?
Yeah.
What's the holdup?
There's no hold up here. I wasn't calling because I have a problem. I was calling to tell you you're right.
So we're looking for an engagement ring when?
You know, Kevin, when I get it, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna just come flashing on the show.
It's February 24th, 11. 8. Yeah. Well, if
Write
he's
me
if,
down. I
no,
swear
no.
I'll
Well,
call you
I'm
back.
listening. Hey, look. Okay, you say it, then then. Here's the thing. I know people say a lot and it's a joke, but I'm really trying to understand why people take so long. If you just got out of a relationship, a guy already wants to marry you, that's pretty unusual. But fine, if that's the case, drop to one knee, produce a ring of significant heritage, and let's get on with the I mean, like you said, you could be pregnant tomorrow. That's what you started off saying with, I could be pregnant tomorrow if the guy was right, but now all of a sudden you got a guy that's supposed to be right. Make it make sense. It doesn't. That's what you said at the beginning. I got a good memory.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with anything you said. Like, yeah, yeah.
So that what you said at the beginning, I could be pregnant tomorrow. Is this why aren't you going to be
No,
married
I'm
and pregnant?
saying in terms of my timeline that my PhD doesn't limit me from being pregnant tomorrow. That's what I was saying.
I got it, but you also said the guy was right. If you got a guy who's wanting to get married and do all this other stuff, you should be ready to go.
Yeah.
Is he here in this country?
Yes, he is. Yeah, that last one. I was like, oh, Jamaica. Yeah, it's good times, but yeah, that's not serious.
All righty then. All right, bye-bye. Woo! The ego. But okay. We'll take it. We will take it. And we're going to say, I'm looking forward to see a wedding ring. Kayla, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Hello, how are you? Good. How old are you? Oh, you're kind of young for this conversation, but what do you got for me? Okay, you're 20. You're 20. You're 20. You're 20 years old. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This conversation is honestly for women who are likely out of school and into their career.
Oh, okay.
So you're kind of young for this in your life. That's what I'm saying. So because women who are out into their career tend to be like the previous caller and feel like they got something to bargain with other than just who they are. And
Right.
that's the issue with this conversation. So
Right.
probably about 5 years, this will make more sense. So I'm gonna keep on going to the next person. Appreciate it. You need to get on camera, Miss. You need to get on camera. Both of you guys need to get on camera, or you're not going to get on. Tonya, go ahead and unmute yourself. Who did that last guy? That was just some mess. Tanya, go ahead and unmute yourself. Unmute. There we go. Hi. Hi, how are you? Good. How old are you? What do you got for me on the topic?
You are or consider yourself to be a high value woman, do you think then that you should settle then for those kind of guys?
Okay, hold on. You just said I said that women should not settle. They should, and say the next part because you were taking your headphones off. You were taking your headphones off, so I didn't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I was taking them off. I said that I was saying that you say that we shouldn't settle for those kind of guys. So what happens in the cases where you find that you consider yourself to be a high value woman, and you want to be with that kind of guy, and you say that you shouldn't be unequally yoked? I believe that
No, be with what kind of guy? The kind of guy you would settle for?
Yeah, the kind of guy that you would settle for.
First off, I don't say. Hold on. I want to be clear. I don't talk about women settling or not settling. I say that far too many women talk like they're settling when they're getting an average guy. So we need to be on the same page. You're 27.
Yeah.
Did you graduate from college?
Yes, I did.
Are you earning more than six figures?
Yes, I am.
All right. And are you talking about being in a relationship with a guy who's just an average earner?
Yeah. So you say generally when I listen to your conversations, you say about 10% of men, well, in the States, earn about 42,000.
Okay.
If I remember that correctly. So then would you say someone earning, a female earning much more should be with a guy around that much?
No. That's exactly what I say you should not do. Your money and your income and your education doesn't matter to a man as far as sexual marketplace value. Mm-hmm. A woman's sexual marketplace value is built around her looks, her body, and her aesthetics initially. That's the disconnect, because many women who tend to earn more tend to not have the other things that men want, meaning they tend to try to compensate for their lack of fitness or beauty by income and education. And men don't care about that. Now,
really? Men don't care?
No, not like you think we do. Now, just because you may find one or two guys that does, this has been said. I mean, is that new? Is that new information to you?
Not necessarily that men don't care, but I find that a lot of guys that I do speak to want their women to be, a certain standard, whether
and due respect, you're 27 and you live in your part of the world. That's anecdotal.
Fair.
So we tend to attract like-minded people. But how long have you been following my platform?
About a few months.
If you've been following my platform for longer than 30 days, the concept that men in general don't care about a woman's income and education is a foundational pillar. I even referenced Abba and Preach today talking about the same concept. When Abba was saying we don't care. We don't. Especially productive, competitive, successful men, because your money, ma'am, I don't have access to it. I don't control it. So why do I care what you make unless it is under my administration?
Maybe not in a relationship, but in a marriage, don't you think things become a bit more intertwined?
That's how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But we live in the West. How many women do you think in the West get married and give? How many women in the West do you think get married? And these women who out earn their husbands give husbands full access to their money. Thank you. Thank you. Because it is far more common for women to come into relationships being secretive and hidden about money. What's mine is ours and what's yours is yours. That's how most women in the West tend to come into it.
Okay. I just really wanted to get your thoughts on that, because
but the thing is, I mean, like I said to the woman who was the PhD.
Yeah.
And I said, man, if you were working at Walmart, would you still be looking for the same man on a socioeconomic status? She said, no. I'm like, that's a problem. Because if you were at Walmart, you would still be your same age, fitness, look, everything else. That's really what men look at initially. Some men may value your education and income, but also most men just be like, it's nice. Did you hear what I said earlier about the doctor?
Yeah, I think I caught the tail end of that.
So if you called your girlfriend up and you were telling your girlfriend about a guy you met, and she said, "Ooh, tell me about it." Well, first off, he's a doctor, and she'd say, "Ooh, oh,"
which is
but
what will probably happen, yeah.
Right, but if it was a guy and he said he called up his buddy, so tell me about her. Well, first off, she's a doctor. Oh, she's smart. Those are two different reactions because we measure two different ways. Women look at being a doctor means you're probably going to be earning a certain amount of money. You have a certain kind of educational background and a higher socioeconomic status in the marketplace. To a man, just means she's smart. We care about what does she look like. Case in point, if you have a buddy, a male friend, and you want to introduce him to a friend of yours. Hey, Daniel, I want to introduce you to a friend. First thing you're going to say is, what does she look like? But if you have a friend that's Danielle and you want to introduce her to one of your male friends, she's going to say, what does he do for a living?
That's true. Those are usually the first questions. What do they look like? What do they do?
But one comes from a man, one comes from a woman, because we measure differently and have different expectations.
I think because as women, we look to men as the provider.
That's fair.
Or the one that you want him to be out earning you.
That's fair. Then you're how old?
27.
You should have got married at 20. If you wanted a man who out earned you, you should have got married earlier and built together. But women are waiting later to get married. And the only thing that goes on later is you get older, you get further in your career, and presumably you're making more money. Men don't change just because you age and earn.
Okay.
That's the fundamental problem in the West. Women are delaying marriage to a point to where men become economically unattractive to them at a baseline. But these very same men, if they would have dated them back when they were 21 and 22, they'd have been fine with. Or if you'd have married him, let's say you're the guy you're dealing with and making $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
But if you married him at 21 and you turn around at 27, you're making 100 and he's still making 50, he'd have 6 years of being your husband.
You wouldn't be younger. You look at the potential. As you get older, you don't want to look at potential. You want to see what's right in front of you. And I've noticed that definitely does happen.
Well, but the point is, if he married you at 21, y'all had 6 years into the marriage. Your income would have increased, but you guys would have still been investing into one another. Now it's like, well, I'm making up here. The thing is, if women start earning higher, hypergamy, meaning women tend to want men to have at least what they have or more. So if you're making six figures, women tend to want men who are at least on that level. The difference is those men want something too. See, what we assume in the West, we've told women that you can want what you want, and then the guys you want are supposed to be blank slates. Go back to the PhD, remember? What do the 5% of men who earn the kind of money you're talking about want? And all you heard was crickets and laughs. She was completely out of her depth. She didn't know what I was talking about.
But just to go back on your point where you said you should have got married at 21. I mean, I grew up in London and I didn't know many guys that wanted to get married at that age.
Well, I didn't say you should have married a 21-year-old guy at your age. I believe you should be age gap dating. Is Jessica in here? I've told you, you guys should be dating guys, especially if being a traditional woman is a big thing. Men don't hit their earning stride until 45 to 55. This is why in the Eastern Europe and in South America, in places where they're more patriarchal, men being 15, 20 years older than women are expected because you have to be able to take this woman from here and provide for her. Either you get married to a young guy early on, but that's not happening in the West as much because honestly, relationships are not being really pushed. And for every woman that may want to get married or be relationship minded, far more women are looking at men at that level and saying, "You too broke to date me." So that means if you're a woman who's relationship minded, you're going to have to end up age gap dating. If you're 21, dating guys who are 30. Because those are the guys who are more ready to settle down, guys who are your age at university. Yeah, you're right. Not a lot of them are.
Yeah, at all.
Well, and this is the problem. Women have been told to go out and get a degree, get a job, and then when you decide to turn around and get married, the men will be there. That's not true. It's basically said that men are just out here to be grabbed. And there are men out here looking, but what's the biggest gap between a man you've dated?
Age gap, about 5 years.
That's pretty small.
Years, yeah, very small. I never thought dating older was a thing or would be a thing. I've always dated guys around my age. We're going through life together at that same stage.
But you're not going through life together. Okay, but a man, if you're a traditional type woman, a man as a provider, protector, prophet, priest, you don't go through life. You need to be with a man who can teach you some things.
That's true.
Or if you want to go through life together and go through life struggles, that's the thing. Either life has trade-offs. If you want somebody who's roughly your same age, then you're not going to get a guy who's necessarily earning that amount. Men just don't hit their financial stride. If you're out earning most men, if money is that important, the men who are earning that kind of money are pretty much locked into what they're locked into. And see, here's the net of it. Modern women in the West have been told you have all the choices, and you don't. It's really up to the men. It's
So
up to you.
Any choice here in this?
Not when it comes to men. No, we have the choice. See, let's say you want a man who's making six figures, right?
Right.
There's only a certain there's only a certain amount of those men, and there are millions of women. If there are less than 200,000 of those men and more than 7 million of those women, who has the choice? The 200,000 or the 7 million?
The 200,000. Sure.
Right. And it's up to you and the 7 million to separate yourself from the pack. That's not the story that's told. The story that's told is you guys have the choice. That these guys over here are supposed to come woo and seduce you. And they're like, are you kidding?
But how many women are out there that are fit, feminine, and friendly and fall into those categories of things that you said?
How many? How many?
Yeah, how many?
There's a new 18-year-old every day. That's the truth. There's a new one every day. Every day. And that's what I said earlier. And the chicken fried steak and meatloaf thing. It's like, well, yeah, but how many of those, which is by extension saying, yeah, but what men want really is that rare. No, it's really not. Because we live in a world that's connected by these things. And the men you're talking about have resources and access. And there's no problem for a man with resources and access to travel or get what he wants flued in. If he can't find it in London, he may go over to Scotland, Ireland, maybe New Zealand, hell, maybe the States. But bottom line is, we got time. Does he have to get it now? No, he could be 40, 35 years old. He could wait till he's 40, 45 and he still get it. You don't. And see, what I'm saying is women have to start moving with a plan, date with a purpose, and move with a sense of urgency because you've been given a lot of faulty information that if you look on your left ring finger, you see ain't working too well.
Well, I mean, that's what I realize now. I mean, I live in the Cayman Islands now, and I just realized it's going to be much easier to date guys that are older if that's what I'm looking for.
Dating. Now, understand something. I keep score differently. Okay. Dating, hooking up, dealing with don't matter. Marriage is the only score that matters over there. You may be able to have lots of can you date these men, or do men come to the Cayman Islands looking for wives?
Well, I mean, the Cayman Islands has the highest divorce rate, so I don't know about that, but
That's what I'm saying. Most people don't come to the Cayman Islands looking for wives. They're coming there with somebody or looking for what? You need to get really plugged into what kind. That's why I said you ladies really got to start. Because at 27, ma'am, you're officially in the danger zone. 27 to 35. Well, you need to focus like a laser on the outcome you want if you want a relationship. Because you have 8 years before you reach geriatric pregnancy. And all these options, all these telling women you have a multitude of options keeps you in analysis paralysis and waiting. And more women end up waiting and running their clock out. And next thing you know, it's like, well, damn, I'm 28. I'm 29. I'm 30. Oop, no, I'm 29 for the second time. I'm 29 for the third time. I'm 29 for the fourth time. Oh, I'm actually 34. I'm 35.
That pressure can lead you to settle for the wrong person.
Huh?
And that's the thing I don't want to do. That pressure can lead you to settle for the wrong person.
See right there. See, now it comes out. Here comes the woman of the West. How dare you talk about settling? And now here comes the woman of the West. Here they go. They never make settling. How dare you ladies talk about settling? These things are what keeps you simple. Settling for the wrong person. Listen, young lady, and listen here. Get rid of these Disney fantasy notions of love. You don't marry for love. You marry for duty and respect, and love comes later.
Love comes after. Right.
Western countries where people are marrying for love are dying. Check out what's happening in Korea and Japan, where people your age aren't even dating. But the notion of I'm not going to settle is what women talk about. A bunch of single women talking about they're not going to settle, as if single women controlled marriage. How crazy is that? It's like gazelles telling lions, I'm not going to settle for being eaten. You don't have a choice. We're the lions. You're the prey.
Okay, maybe settling is the wrong word, but you want to make a good choice. Same way.
No, you want to see that's wrong. You wouldn't have to be a Christian, would you?
I am.
Well, see, now you're all wrong. You want to be the choice. He who findeth the wife findeth the good thing and obtain the favor with the Lord. Your job is to become a wife and be found. See, you're in a masculine position. You're not to be finding somebody. You are to be found. Like Boaz hopping up on Ruth.
I agree. I don't disagree with that.
So the point is, if you are a wife and you're a Christian, make yourself a wife and let your Lord and Savior do the rest. Do yourself a favor and become the woman you need to be to become the kind of wife you need to be. And men go looking for wives. Men put women into two categories, wives and everything else. But a lot of these notions you're talking about, you toggle between traditional and modern Western ideals. Those don't work for women, not for the kind of outcomes you're talking about. You don't pick, you don't settle, you don't make a decision. What's supposed to happen, what's supposed to happen is your father and your brothers are supposed to vet the men that want to come court and date and marry you. And then they're supposed to kind of hammer out a deal and say, well, here's my daughter. You go from here to there. But we've taken that out. We've taken that out now. It's a completely deregulated, completely deregulated dating market. Now you ladies out here with all these modern notions, but you don't pick. We do. It's your job to make yourself the best choice of the men who are looking for wives. Ooh, pick me as a wife. Pick me. That's your job. Not, ooh, show me that you're worth me marrying. That ain't how it works. But that's what you've been told. After this is over, go Google something called the husband store. Go Google the husband store joke. Go read it.
All right. Well, I do love your show, and I'll keep listening because I get a lot of good points from it. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Keep smiling.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, she was a nice woman. Yeah, I mean, guys, that's what we're going to have to do. One conversation at a time. One conversation at a time. Because the one conversation at a time can bear fruit for other people. But ladies, men control access to marriage. That's what it comes down to. And like I told the woman in the video I posted, so men need to teach women. You need to save yourself, ladies. I can save yourself. Save myself. Save yourself. What is this? Bay me time. Okay, you got your camera pointed up to the roof. Okay. Let's do it. Hold on. Let's unmute you. Ready? Unmute yourself. Hello. I can now. Your first name is? B. Are you watching me on TV or something? Okay, you need to turn that off because it's going to be background noise and distracting. Hello? Do, 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 do. Boo, 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 boo. All right. Hello? I can now. Did you turn off your TV? How old are you? What do you got for me on the topic? Do you have a question on the topic? Well, I don't get onto trolls on. No, let me stop. Hold on. That's not how we want to start this. I don't care about what trolls say on Twitter or any place else. I control this platform. Okay, so if you want to talk about what's going on here, let's have that conversation. What do you have on the topic? What do you have on the topic, ma'am? Please. Okay. One thing you're doing right now, hold on. One thing you're doing is you're okay. What I need you to slow but okay, I'm about to ma'am. First you came in, you had the TV going. Now you're on the phone and it's all over the place. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. I need the phone to be stable so you're not moving all over the place so it doesn't make a bad picture for the viewers. Go ahead. Well, but okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. So are you married? Any 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 children? Okay. Mm-hmm.
It definitely requires that realism. Personally, you just really brought something home for me this round was really like if you're not going into marriage to have children, what is the point? And I think that a lot of young women, like we come into dating and we're like, so this, I come from a 2-parent household, my father, mother, top earners. That really became kind of the way in which I determined what I wanted was based on
How old again?
I'm 35.
35.
Definitely in the danger zone because I'm totally not even on the market or looking.
Okay, hold on. You're not on the market, you're not looking, but you would like to be married?
No, I did.
Okay.
But
if you're not on the market and not looking and no children, you just plan on living the rest of your life.
No. I think that what you just showed me is something that I've started employing personally is dating up. So doing the age gap dating. looking at 50-year-old, 60-year-old men. I know that's crazy, but you're right. They do hit that earning potential right at that point.
So if you were to date, are you looking to date somebody who's earning more than you?
I have dated others that are earning more than me.
Okay. I said if you were to date.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a requirement, but you should be self-sufficient. Like, you shouldn't be asking me to pay your rent.
The question becomes, why does a man need to be earning more than you if there are no children involved in the equation?
Oh no, I'm not saying that he has to earn more than me. I think that
he should be self-sufficient for himself, but
well, no, based on what you just said, like, men don't hit their earning potential to 45 to 55. I've dated actually as young as 7 years younger than me. And
but if you're not looking, hold on. But a man should be self-sufficient, sure. But
right.
if you're not dating and you're not looking to date, and when you do start looking to date, you're not looking for children. Right?
Just because of everything, the risk.
Okay. But there's still the net, kids. So it's just you and him. Then a man's income really should, as long as he can sustain himself, that's all that matters.
I totally agree. Agree, Mr. Samuels.
Okay.
I totally believe
just being clear that they're on the same page.
I totally agree. And I totally agree that love is conditional, period. This is a very fickle world. Love is conditional, but my freedom is not. And so
freedom. What does that mean? What is freedom? What does that mean?
I believe that men, especially those men, and that's the reality check that you hit right when you hit the danger zone personally, is that men do have options, and they should not be held hostage.
But you said freedom. Okay, but you said freedom.
Right.
Your freedom.
They deserve the freedom to choose.
Okay, I thought you were talking about your freedom.
Well, both of us. I feel that at a certain point as adults, you should be free to be with a woman that really drives you sexually mad. Because personally, as a woman, I do not want to lay up with a man for the rest of my life, and his dick it sucks. He has low quality strokes.
Okay, hold on. I
didn't mean to go like that vulgar.
Well,
but,
hold on.
You know,
hold on. Now it's starting to kind of, because I'm trying to understand what is if you're not on the dating market, you're not looking to get on the dating market, you don't have any kids, and in the future, you think you're going to date a man in his 50s and the sex game is going to be incredible? That's not.
No, it's
okay.
Not,
what purpose would a man serve for you in your life?
Personally,
yes,
I've just been at a point in my growth and development where I am looking for a man that I feel truly comfortable fully submitting to, in the sense that I am looking for someone to lead and give the answers. Give the answers, know the answers.
Okay, lead how? Lead how?
Lead in the sense of I believe, as in an equally yoked household, that God is the center of the covenant, the marriage covenant. And so personally, because I know that
you broke up. Hold on. You broke up.
Yeah,
you sing a lot. You're saying a lot of things, and they make sense to you, but I don't know you, and I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. You say one minute you want him to have great sex, then in another breath you're saying you want him to. He needs to be able to lead so you can submit. Lead how?
In the sense of a submission, in the sense of the true biblical sense of submission. And I think that a lot of the things that we understand about is very kind of convoluted in this worldly thing. And there's a true purpose for being yoked or connected to a person who is on the same path and pursuit as you.
Okay,
and
so if you were to get married, would your pastor help you in the search for your husband? Is this Christian?
No, it's not. Although I've kind of tussled the idea of being in an arranged marriage at this point, but no, that's not the level I'm looking for from my pastor.
Okay.
But I do think that men at this.
So you sound like a woman who is pretty headstrong and has a lot of opinions, which is fine. But where is a man going to come in? Have you ever had a man that you submitted to?
No.
Okay. Thank you. A man's supposed to submit to God. You're supposed to submit to God in the man. A man is not supposed to handle you or break you.
Exactly.
But if you start off asking me about Christianity and Christ, have you been with men before? But how can you be with men and never have submitted to a man?
And that's really where I have that. It's just like I said, it's the last 10 years of dating men. And really I had access to a high value man who definitely checked me early on. And let me know, like, hey, these are areas that you would probably need to adjust to really attract the level of man that you're looking for.
Have you adjusted those areas?
I believe the headstrong thing is a big issue for some.
Okay, ma'am, because even this conversation, because I'm trying to be polite, ma'am, but I'm gonna be honest. What I'm getting from you is you like your point of view more than you like a man. And that's fine. But no man, especially a man who's a leader or worth his salt, is going to sit back and debate you into existence. Men want peace.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because the man,
he wouldn't. Okay, you've been talking. Let me talk. That's what I mean. If you understand these things and Christ is supposed to be Christ-centered, you submit to Christ and him, and that's the first thing to control is your tongue.
Exactly. And no man has been a Christ-centered man, because you don't submit to any man that is not God.
Well, hold on.
Period.
Now that's your, then why
that's
are you?
Period.
Okay, no. See, no man is perfect. Just say no man is Christ-centered.
But it's not about that.
See, I can control your tongue. And now we're getting to the bullshit. See, one of the issues I tend to have with modern women, especially modern sisters, is you use the Bible as a weapon against men. With incomplete doctrine, with feminist ideals. And that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you. You're just talking. No one can hear you. You're not listening. See, I've muted you. I've let you talk, and I've had to try to be polite to you until I had to mute you. I should not have to do that. Out of respect for my platform and the conversation, you should have been controlling that. And I asked one critical question is, what men have you submitted to in your relationship? You said none, but you get to pick every man you've been involved with. So, thank you. Appreciate it. I mean, and you asked me about trolls. I don't follow trolls and things. People can say what they want. They don't know me. But let me go ahead and bring you back in. Do you have anything else you want to say, or was that it? Okay. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Okay.
Did you have anything else?
I mean, Mr. Samuel is like, I totally agree. I don't care what trolls say either. I think that at a certain age, and I just wanted to come on here and just give my opinion on what equally yoked mean, and really just encourage you, to just remember that those are biblical principles, and you can't hold biblical principles over worldly situations and it hold true. That's all. But good luck, and I hope everything works out.
You can't make this shit up, man. You just can't make this shit up. Oh, ladies. All right. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Oh, you're a dude. You can't be in here. I'll pass. Do. Sometimes you just gotta let things go. Oh, I removed the wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong person got removed. Oh well. Start your camera. She's cracking up too much. Look, guys. I will be honest. There's only so much I can go back and forth with Christianity and women in Christ. I mean, fundamentally, it's just like I'm not going to try to argue scripture with people and this and that. I think many women in today's church are under nobody's leadership. Nobody's under no one's leadership. So that's cool. Oh Lord, what happened to you, Bianca? Okay, you got to get on camera or else we don't do this. You got to get on camera or we don't do this. Yeah, fully on camera. Unmute yourself. Hi, how old are you? What do you got for me on the topic? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, have you watched tonight? Do you have something on the topic tonight, though? From settling? Okay, well, you're 28, right? You have any children? Did you go to college? And did you graduate? All right. Do you make more than six figures? Do you make more than $50,000 a year? Okay. Do you want to be married? How many kids, if any? And how many? Okay. And after you're pregnant, how do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant? All right. What percentage of the family household expense do you want to have to carry for a lifetime? Uh-huh. What state do you live in? Alabama. What's it going to take to what was it going to take to support a family of 5 in Alabama annually? Well, that's where you are right now. So that's where we go from. What is it going to take to support a family of 5? Family to combine. How much is it going to take for annual income for 3 kids, you and a husband? Because unless you're not going to be riding bicycles, you're going to be driving decent cars, kids in decent schools. They're not going to be. What do you think? $250,000 a year. Okay. All right. $250,000 a year. And you want to be responsible for about 30% of that. 25, 30%. So you're looking for a man making about $175,000 or more. What percentage of black men make that? Give me a number. Ballpark. Yep. Probably about 8. No, probably about 5. So you ladies want men who are earning all this money And if you don't get this, this is where the whole notion of settling comes from. But in Alabama, which is one of the poorest states in the union, you need to turn off the YouTube in the background or turn the sound down a little bit. Okay. Have you ever dated a man making more than $100,000 a year legally? Then why would you expect to marry a man making more? You can interact with them. You can interact with them, but again, interact, deal with, hook up. It doesn't matter. Marriage is different. What's the most money a man has that you've been or your boyfriends have ever made? Okay, and when was that? How it ended over the last few years? I'm asking, was it, no? Did you had a boyfriend that was making $80,000 a year? Yeah, well, Facebook public. I mean, he claimed you on this everything. This is my lady. Pictures everywhere. All right, how long were you guys together? Why the relationship end? Why why'd you leave? It's never mutual. It's never mutual. It's never mutual. If you want to do this, we're gonna do it. It's never mutual. Somebody initiated. And why? Okay. So if I asked him why he broke up with you, he'd tell me what? Okay. Does that mean okay? All right. So that was over your. All right. So, okay. All right. So that's still twice what an average black man makes in this country. Could you not date a man making what you make? Yeah. Could you marry him? Yes. Would you marry him and make would you marry him and make babies with him? Ah, ah. But you don't want but the thing is you hold on. See, you'll be making more once you make it right now, but at the end of the day, you don't want to be responsible for the family. That's the question I just asked. How much do you want to have to carry? So you ladies and all this, I can earn more and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, you don't want the financial responsibility. You want it on the man. Fine. But can you get those men to marry you? No. There are less than 200,000 of those men in this country. There's less than 200,000 of those men, and they want something. You've never had one. The most you've had is a dude that was making 80,000 and he broke up with you because you said he wasn't in a bad mental space. I'll just accept the argument. And that was 6 months ago. You're just getting older, right? And this is what tends to happen with women. The older you get, the further up you move in your career, the more money you make, you tend to think your value increases and it goes down. What product on the market gains value with time and use? Name me a product that gains value with time and use. No, I said product. Time and use. Because they don't exist. Because time and use depreciate the value. You're getting older. You're getting more use. Your value goes down. But you ladies equate your income, your education, and your experience. You want women to judge you. You want men to judge you like you judge us. We get more valuable with time, age, and experience. You guys don't. And when I asked, could you marry a guy making what you make? The answer was going to come back, no. You at best you could date him, but you would never seriously. You wouldn't take him seriously. And you damn sure wouldn't marry him. You damn sure wouldn't make babies with him. And this is sad. Because the next question I have to ask is going to make it very real. Because what did I say at the beginning of this broadcast? A woman's essence. This is when I ask height, weight, dress size. Where do you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? And whatever that number comes out to be for you, ma'am, that's what you have to negotiate with out on the open market. That's what you take out to men. And men judge on that. Are you an above average? Are you an above average woman in the looks and beauty department? Worldwide, countrywide, not just your area, countrywide. Okay. How tall are you? Dress size. 10. How much did you weigh yourself? How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself? Huh? A dress size 10 at 5'2". What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? Just your face. Can't use 7. I can't use 7. You can't use 7. Because I said you can't use 7. Okay. An 8 out of 10. So you put yourself up in the category of Beyonce, Pam Grier, women like that. That's an 8. That woman's pretty. The next step is beautiful, and the next step is gorgeous. Kelly Rowland would be roughly a 9. And 10 would have been Halle Berry in the 90s, Diane Carroll. Even Rihanna with her forehead would be considered a 10. You put yourself in the category of Beyonce. All right. But that's what it is, ma'am. And Beyonce was with her man for 7 years and worked her way up. But you say that you put yourself into this category, and I have to break it down piece by piece by piece for you to actually be more realistic with what the world sees. Not what you feel about yourself, but what the world sees. All right, but and above, okay. 8s, 9s, or 10s are pretty beautiful or gorgeous. 5, 6 is average and cute. That's great. I'm not going to rank you. I'm not going to rate you, but you fall in the average cute area. You fall in the average cute area, and you know, just like I know, you can stand to lose several pounds. Dress size 8, 10, when you really should be 5'2", or dress size 4. You could be more fit for a woman that's single with no kids. There's no reason for a woman with single with no kids to be an 8, 10. 5'2", 100. Okay. But you gained a few pounds. But my thing is, ma'am, you've gained a few pounds that you could have controlled. That's what y'all need. You like. This is where it tends to go off the rails, folks, because now as the image consultant, I get to go and say, you may say your weight is fine, ma'am, but at your height, you weigh more than a man. The average man in this country is 5'10", is 168 pounds. You're 18 pounds shy of a man, and you're 8 inches shorter. You weigh too much for your height, even though you are fine with it. And it may be fine compared to what you see in Alabama, which is one of the fattest states in the union, but it's not okay. This is the problem which so many of our sisters have, because 8 out of 10 are overweight and obese, to where even when you have the fitness conversation, it falls upon deaf ears. Ladies, you need to start. I'm talking to the audience right now. The audience and guys are going to stop having this conversation because they gain nothing by having the same dead end conversation. Ladies, you got to be fit, because a man is looking at you at your size and saying, can she gain an additional 30 to 50 pounds in pregnancy? Right now, ma'am, I'm talking to you. If you were to get married and be pregnant at 150 pounds, you would go to 180 to 200 pounds at 5'2". That's ridiculous. And if you got 2 kids, you say you want 3 kids, the chances of losing all that baby weight is negligible. This is why women get to be over 30 years old with 3 kids and be over 200 pounds. And women that size, ma'am, and who are average to cute looking, at best, you get an average man. You don't get one of these men who are making $175,000 a year because they want something for their effort. They want something for becoming a man in the top 10%, top 5% of earners. They want something. They don't want what, due respect, guys who make less or average guys are getting. So when you ask me, how can you not settle? You have to be realistic. Well, self-awareness is important. Gratitude, empathy, and then humility. Humility is just an accurate estimation of what is. And this is when this ranking thing tends to get a lot of people upset. But there's a subjective standard and an objective standard of beauty. Yeah, but to be on the cover of People for the most beautiful woman in the world, there is a standard. And there's been all different color women on there. Let me back this all up. Men are tired of hearing that they're being settled for when they're average, hardworking, respectable guys. Let me move you to the side because you didn't say this. Men are tired of women who are average to cute, feeling like an average man is a downgrade. I can do bad all by myself. You ladies need to ask yourself, what kind of message are you sending to your brothers, your sons, your nephews, your cousins, when an average man is bad? That's why we hear this. I need a man who's an entrepreneur. I don't need a 9-to-5 guy. I don't need no blue collar guy. So, but I would say this, you have a pleasant disposition. You have not been rude. You have not been argumentative. You've taken the feedback rather well. So that's a really good thing. I'm serious. I'm serious because I mean, I try to be balanced. But I would say at 5'2", I would say, try to keep the weight down to, I know Corona has happened and everything else. Just try to keep it manageable. I like shorter women everywhere. Well, I don't want to tell you what's manageable, but I would just say, give yourself a little. See, it's different if it's muscle weight. I don't look at weight as much as I look at dress size, because you can weigh more and be smaller if it's muscle. Okay. Well, one thing you might want to do is go out to the mall when you get a chance. Go out to Macy's or Dillard's or someplace like that, and then just try on some dresses and then get someone to do your accurate measurements, and just keep up with your measurements. Your chest, your waist, your natural waist, your hips, your bust, your thighs, your calves, and just kind of keep an eye on those things. because women's clothing is so different than men's. I actually put a video up how women from a dress size 0 to 28 looked in the same cut of a dress. So, you know, and more than anything else, I will say this too. Men are willing to go down, and because not every man's expecting a Beyonce or 8, 9, or 10. Most guys just want a cute woman with a nice shape, who's nice, cooperative. That's what most men want. They want a nice, cooperative woman that's cool and easy to be with. That's really what most men want. Then sex, sandwich, and silence. I think you got that working on. So thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. Have a good evening, sweetheart. Bye-bye. All right. So, yeah, guys. Yeah. Every conversation doesn't have to be contentious. Good night. Friday night's going to be a difficult conversation. And having those conversations really trouble me, because when you talk about sensitive subjects like that, it can go off the rails real quick. And I don't want to go off the rails and miss being able to have a good discussion that needs to be out there. But as we wrap up, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, understand something. This whole notion of I can do bad all by myself. I'm settling all these things. Think about what they're saying to your brothers, your cousins, your nephews. Men, not every man can get out there and become the top 10%. If everybody could, then the top 10% would have to move. That would be just like somebody expecting every woman out here to be a Kelly Rowland, a Beyonce, a Rihanna, a Pam Grier, a Halle Berry. That would be an unrealistic standard. We need to get back to a place where more folks can see value in one another, men and women. Yeah, I talk about high value men and pretty professional posse, and all that has merit. And we're going to get back to multiple chains of that conversation, but we're just in a place right now, especially in Black History Month, where we have to have this conversation. And I am going to still do the thing on the black tax, talking about how we lost so much by not having educators, black men as educators. So thank you guys for tuning in. One more. Man, it's almost 1 o'clock. Y'all didn't hear her? Oh, I'll play it. I'll upload it. I'll upload it if y'all didn't hear it. I should have heard her because she was on, but if you didn't hear it, I'll upload the audio. I'm not going to upload her video. Well, I'll upload her audio because I got it. So if you guys didn't hear the last part, I will upload her audio because she was already on camera. So it was a good call. I'm tired. I'm tired. So, like we always say, folks, enjoy. Submit your applications to be the Money World Girl and all that good stuff. Be looking forward to IG tomorrow. It promises to be really interesting. Until the next time, peace. We are gone. I'm a PhD.